guys, this is Elizabeth at the Giles County Public Library. Today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about some of the resources we offer at the library. Today we're going to talk about the databases that you can access using the Tennessee Electronic Library. The Tennessee Electronic Library is also known as TEL. You can find it linked on our website. It is provided free of charge to all Tennesseans and people within the borders of the state of Tennessee. It is funded through taxpayer money, and it is a great resource for everyone to get to use. You can find lots of different items and lots of different things that you can do on TEL, and today we're just going to talk about a few of them. Databases are some of the most useful things that are on TEL. Many different databases, some for all different levels of academic purposes, some for different genealogical purposes, newspapers, many different things. But why should you use databases? They are resources for academic works at all levels. That's what we talked about. You can find encyclopedia entries, peer-reviewed articles, newspapers, magazines, and primary sources. But they're also good for self-enrichment and self-discovery, as well as entertainment. Some databases have movies on them or movie clips. Some databases have short stories that you can peruse and read for your leisure. So there's something for everyone on databases. So I'm just going to take you over to the Tennessee Electronic Library and give you a short little tour, and then we'll run through a database and I'll show you how to use it. As you can see, here we are on the Tennessee Electronic Library homepage. It is a pretty simply laid out site. You see up here that we have tabs about, all resources, students, general public, educators, library staff, and news. You can see a few things here, articles about TEL, what is TEL, a small video in the corner. So we're going to go to the Students tab to see one of the databases today. As you can see, the Student tab is delineated out by the different levels. You can have elementary school, middle school, high school, or college. Today we're going to be using college, and I'm going to show you one of the college databases. But of course you don't have to be in college. This can be for high school or your own use. We're going to go to Academic One File and use this resource. Gale Academic One File is a source that you can use to find many sort of articles and things of that nature. And as you can see, there's some different topics and subjects, topic finder, subject guide search, and publication search. And we're going to talk about a little bit about that. What we're going to talk about today is searching and finding some articles on a topic that you might want to look at. So for our example term today, I am going to search in H.P. Lovecraft. I've been reading some H.P. Lovecraft recently, and it's just on my mind, so we're just going to use that. And H.P. Lovecraft, of course, is an author of horror stories. Okay, I searched H.P. Lovecraft, as you can see, and there are several different options. I'm going to show you, these are the results that came up when I searched H.P. Lovecraft. But of course we can see in a moment how to kind of filter down those results and get more of what we would want. There are magazine articles about H.P. Lovecraft. There are a few books as well as newspaper articles. If you click on magazines, it's going to show you some things, probably mostly regarding some newer adaptations. There's been a new TV show out called Lovecraft Country, and you can see, of course, where the articles come from. Books, again, mostly this is encyclopedia entries and things of that nature. News, again, things about recent stories about Lovecraft. Again, Lovecraft Country comes up. and you can see that it's from a newspaper. But we're going to go back to academic journals, and we're going to talk about how you can find some full text documents and peer-reviewed journal documents. Here I'm just going to talk about a little bit about what peer-reviewed sources are and why they're kind of so important for your use both in schoolwork and in just your personal use. Peer-reviewed, or sometimes called refereed or scholarly journals. These articles are written by experts and are reviewed by several other experts in the field before the article is published in the journal in order to ensure the article's quality. It basically means that the article is more likely to be scientifically valid, reach reasonable conclusions, etc. In most cases, the reviewers do not know who the author of the article is, so that the article succeeds or fails in its own merit, not the reputation of the expert. Basically, this just means that it has been verified and reviewed, and the information within it is quality information that is the most up to date and the most scholarly on that topic. Needless to say, this is very important if you're trying to do some kind of scholarly research on any sort of level, especially a higher academic level, but it's also good just in your day-to-day life if you want to make sure that you're getting the best information. So here on Gale, you can use it to kind of filter out the wheat from the chaff, so to say, in that you can get the best peer-reviewed by going over to the sidebar and toggling that on. And we want to make sure that full text is on as well. And you can also sort by newest and oldest and relevance. Okay, here you're going to see that I'm just going to try to pick out a random peer-reviewed article so that we can see kind of more in depth about what's inside this article. Okay, so we're going to click on that. We can see that this is called New England Narrative, Space and Place in the Fiction of H.P. Lovecraft. That is the title up at the top. We can see where it is from, extrapolation. It shows us the volume and issue, as well as the author and the document type. It'll show us the words, when it was published as well. You can translate, change the size, have a text to speech, and then there's several other different share options as well as download for PDF. And you can print it. If you look in the sidebar, you will see that there's options to go to different articles and that there are related subjects on the side as well. This is just me giving you a preview of the article itself. As you can see, it is the full text article. It's the whole thing. There are quotations in there from other sources that are formatted differently, so you can see how to use that. And when you highlight it, there are options to highlight for your own research later. There is also a works cited here at the bottom, which might be useful for you later if you would like to go through the sources yourself. And of course down here, the source citation. If you are aware of any kind of college level or high school level work, you know that you need to cite your sources, and TEL Databases already do that for you. So all you would have to do is just select, and then you could copy and paste that into your works cited page or send them through a number of different programs. We're just going up here to the top. Again, there's some different tools: download, print, highlight. Okay, now we're going to look at the advanced search option, which is just a little bit of a different way to get into the nitty-gritty of the database. Okay, just as an option for a little example here, I'm going to use the term healthcare and the term diabetes to see what we get. Again, I want to make sure that the all dates are turned on, though if I wanted to, I could only look at recent. And I also want to make sure that full text document and peer-reviewed journals are turned on. We're going to search. Okay, so not as many options here as we had seen previously when I searched for Lovecraft. Perhaps I didn't use the greatest search terms, but we're going to look and see if there's anything that we can use here. There's one called Drug Use Evaluation in Diabetic Patients, Outpatient Demand, Trends in Multiple Causes of Death Due to Chronic Renal Failure in Municipality in Brazilian Amazon. That one's kind of specialized. So again, they do have things that are extremely specific, and depending on your use, you could use that or not use that. So I'm just out of curiosity, I'm going to see if there's anything that's not full text. This is usually not super useful for your um, research because you'll only get the abstract, which is essentially a summary of the article and not usually what you need for your citation. That means that for whatever reason, the database doesn't have the full text. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is go to the topic finder. The topic finder is good for browsing and brainstorming ideas. It'll give you a visualization of different topics. So, for my search term here, for an example, I believe that we'll see in just a moment what I'm going to use. But it's very good, as I said, for browsing and brainstorming ideas. And here I am, I'm typing in American history. I want to see all ideas and topics that have to do with American history. Okay, here they come, they're populating there. As you can see, that we have United States history, Black history is there as well. There's a National Museum, Washington D.C., America, New York. Then it kind of goes into smaller subtitles like literature, learning in America, specifically economics. And here, as you can see, I clicked on a subtopic of Black history, and it's going to talk about new African American history, civil rights, of course, um, Black men senators, public and schools and news. So if you want to kind of see how all these topics interrelate, and kind of intertwine, the topic finder is probably the best option for you. Subject guide search is similar if you want to see kind of sub-levels to different topics. Here I'm going to look at historic buildings as a example search term. Historic buildings, I can see subdivisions of that topic. And as you can see, here are a few different subdivisions of that topic. Acoustic properties, casualties in historic buildings, interpretations, environmental energy use, many different topics that relate to historic buildings. So any and all of those could be useful for you. This is just a way to see kind of how you can brainstorm and use a database even if you haven't come into any particular ideas of what you want to search for. Lastly, today we're going to be looking at the publication search, and this is useful to see all publications that are available here in the Gale 1 file. So you can either search through the entire list, or you can go by subject, and you see in the sidebar you can do sub-level subjects. This particular one that I've selected is Art and Humanities. And I'm going to look at Acropolis, Journal of Hellenistic Studies. So I'm assuming this one is about Greece. And as you can see, there are different things down here. It will show you the index, when it begins, the full text coverage. It's started in January 1st, 2017, and it is until now. You can see all the different information, what format it's in, publication frequency, language, and all of those things. And that is just kind of good to kind of get a idea of what kind of source you might want to use and if it will be useful for your topic. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this little quick dive into the Gale one file database, one of the many databases available here on the Tennessee Electronic Library. If you have any further questions, please let me know. If there's any topic in particular that you would like me to cover, or if you would like to kind of have one-on-one conversation about, or if you need help learning how to utilize this best for your purpose, let me know. You can call the library and ask for me, Elizabeth, or you can email Giles County Library. You can email us at glibrary@gilescountylibrary.org to get in contact with me. All right. Thank you guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.